So today we had the opportunity to work outside around our maintenance technician, Ken. He is the loveliest man. He comes every other day, every once in a while, to tackle any problems that we're having with the building or just to perform some routine maintenance tasks. And today he was working outside, so he was moving buckets around, he was kind of throwing stones and shifting some rocks. So we got an opportunity to work around those distractions. And at first I did see a lot of freezing from Cooper, but it only lasted for about 45 seconds. And what I did was, in those moments where he froze, I stopped all feedback. I just remained nice and quiet, and I waited for him to make a choice. What those choices look like for a dog is if he shifts from a closed-mouthed sniff to an open pant, that's a choice. Because he's taking in different information. He's exchanging like intake of scent to just respiration. That's a choice that he can make. If he shifts his ears from being pinned back, kind of like they are right now, to nice and kind of relaxed and forward, that's a choice. Yeah, I kind of like that. It can be very minor, or you can be very dramatic. He might do a dramatic shift from pinned back to perked forward, very curious. All of those are choices, and all of those choices are opportunities for you to mark, which can bring his focus back to you. Now, you mentioned this morning that when he did kind of get overwhelmed or like stop freezing, he wanted to make a beeline for home. And that is a choice that we want to try and stop him from making, because that only happens when he feels like he's not getting support or he doesn't understand that there are other choices, there are other options available to him. So we want to try and capture in that moment of kind of the freeze and taking in information any small minor shift that you see. If he has a foot up in the air and he puts it down, that's a yep moment. If he pins his ears back and then he shifts them forward, that's a yes moment. Or vice versa, if he has them forward and he pins them back, that's a yes moment. And you can use all of those little markable moments to help remind him that he has options. He has choices available to him, and those choices are going to get reinforced. And then I want you to really focus on trying to introduce reinforcement to the ground. If he's willing to take treats, then you can help him choose to just disconnect, disengage, and detach from those stressful situations. So, just a little more kind of intuitive understanding of what's going through Cooper's head when he's having those like, oh my gosh, mind blown moments. He managed to kind of break out of those freeze frame moments with Ken working, and I did instruct Ken not to interact with us today. I wanted to have a neutral distraction, not something that could be good or bad, but something that was just existing, that ended up meaning nothing, so that Cooper could focus on me and what I wanted from him. And what I wanted from him was just some nice loose leash movement, which we ended up getting by the end of that outdoor session. Then we came in here. So I'm going to show you, we did work on our raised kind of bows and bows and stands. Boop, boop. Can you get up here? Yep, good boy. So just a reminder what these look like. You don't want him all the way up on the sofa. You do want him to be able to bow and then stand tall. Stand tall, sir. We've been doing, oh, say no, I'm tired, Miss Laura. So you do want to try and do multiple reps of those, just kind of having him put his entire foreleg on the sofa and then maybe pull himself up onto his feet. Let me see if he's willing to do it for the higher value cookie, since we're getting a little full here. Kind of pull, yeah, there you go, just like that. Good boy. And if he does get all the way up, that's okay. But understand that this is putting some real strain on his knees here. So a better option to work his back legs without putting too much pressure on it. Don't get too cozy, sir. We're not quite done yet. Here we go. Yep, good boy. We want to just do some endurance reps here. I'm going to make sure I'm in frame over here. Good boy. So while he's standing with me, I'm just going to gently pick up one of his back legs. And he has a nice habit of trying to lean into me when I do this. What I want is for him to just hold his weight on the other leg for just a split second. Yep, and then we drop it. Okay, we're going to try that again. Is that okay? I'm going to do it again. Ready? I'm going to do it again. Here we go. So we're gonna have him pick up that back leg. We're gonna ask him to shift his weight. There you go. And then we're just gonna drop it. Now, you're gonna see, I know, that's hard, huh? That's been challenging for him. And that's another indication that he might be experiencing a little bit of joint discomfort if he's unwilling to place his whole weight entirely on one of those legs. That's another reason why we often don't see dogs with joint pain lifting a leg when it's time for them to urinate, because they really struggle to bear all of their weight on one leg or the other. So if you are trying to lift his leg and you notice that he's carrying a lot of tension, that's an indication that it's hard. Yep, there you go. That it's hard for him to bear all of his weight on the single back leg. When you feel him kind of voluntarily twitch his leg up while you're holding it, so imagine like you're trying to kick your foot down while I hold it up, that's what it's going to feel like. It feels like he's putting pressure into your hand to try and lower it back down to the floor. And what you want to feel instead, the yes moment, that you can mark for and then release his foot, is when he voluntarily just kind of hikes it up away from your hand. That means that he has rolled all of his weight onto that other leg just for a little bit of time. That's all we need. That's all we need at first. It's just a little bit of time. And then you can drop the foot and let him stand on all 4 feet. Good boy. I know that was very hard. Can we do it one more time for Papa so he can see? Good boy. So one more time here. I'm just going to show you. I'm lifting, and I'm lifting underneath the knee. You want to kind of put your hand behind the knee, and you can even help him shift his weight. See, my other arm here is kind of helping him shift his weight onto the other foot. Yep, and the minute you feel him kind of pick that leg up away from your hand, that's the yep moment, and you drop the foot again, okay? Our goal is to start extending the duration of this exercise. Right now it's instantaneous. The minute he bears all of his weight, he gets the foot back and he can put all 4 feet down. As we work on muscle definition, as we work on this weight loss, you can start to extend the time between holding that leg up and him supporting his weight with another foot. There's a good boy. And then you put it down after, say, 1 second, and then maybe 2 seconds, and then 3 seconds. And if you remember the breath testing technique that we introduced when we were working on just general duration behaviors, that's what we're going to use here. We're going to ask for him to hold it for just half a breath in, and then he gets to drop it, and then we're going to push for 1 breath in and out, and then he gets to drop it, etc., etc., okay? And we're going to do that on all 4 legs. Right now, we know that he's nice and strong with his front feet, so you can actually work on duration here with him being still, because he has nice strong shoulders. The reason why he has nice strong shoulders is because he loves to give paw. That is something that he has lots of practice in, so that really has helped him build strength in those 2 joints, those 2 front joints. We really want to focus on building strength and maintaining strength in the back joints as we continue this weight loss journey that we're on, okay? So today we focused on the front end bows and stands on a raised surface. That does help practice kind of in a passive way some hip mobility, and then we're going to work on building duration with, I call these kind of tripod stands or 3-legged stands. Yep, there you go. So that he can bear his weight on 3 legs just interchangeably, okay? Let me know if you have any questions about these exercises. Keep in mind that these reps need to be short and sweet, and make sure that you're intermingling them with some kind of low energy exercise. Maybe do this before you go on a walk with him instead of after, so that he doesn't exhaust himself and then get asked to do more. But he did great for me today. He was very brave outside. He overcame his initial anxiety, and we ended up kind of enjoying ourselves. He even gave me a sit kind of while he sat next to me, and Ken kind of came in and out of sight of who's probably about 35, 40 feet away. Okay? You had a good day. Yeah, you had a good day. Proud of you. You're the good